Yes, my dear viewer, you're most welcome again. I'm Pastor Richard, making a continuation of one bedroom house. And today we are going to learn how to draw the cross section of this one bedroom house. So we have cut the section from P going to P. You assume you are cutting this section like this. And you are looking at the direction of P. So you are looking at this direction of P. You're looking at this direction of P. So when we cut here, the whole thing look like this one where I've zoomed and you are able to see it clearly here. So this is what we are going to come up with. But I don't want us to start from scratch. We're going to use this elevation which we have drawn in our last drawing to come up with this cross section. So we have, when we cut this section here, the first thing you see from this side is this wall. Then you come and see this door here. Then you come and see also the what? The column here. The column which is making this thing stand here. So that is what we are going to see from our section. So when we have to see here, we find this wall is here, then this door which the section is passing is here, then the column is also here. So that's what we are going to come up with. It's interesting. So what I'm going to do is, the external wall thickness is 230. So I'm beginning with what? With making the external wall of this. So how do I do the external wall? By offsetting. So I type O, enter. The thickness of external wall is 230, enter. So I can offset this to 230. So I've got my external wall is already there. But it's going down, So what I can do, I can decide to, then this wall also here where it is cutting from the door, I can also offset and get it. So we know this distance here, when you see from the ground plan here, the distance from here up to here is 3,270. So we can offset 3,270. So we type O, enter. 3,270. Enter. So we offset this. Then the thickness again is 230. So we can type O, enter. 230. Enter. We offset this. So this is where our door have passed. We have cut the section of the door here. So we can also see the size of this column here. Let's measure it. From here up to here is let's say 165. So we can offset this band to 165. Offset 165, and so this one here will come in 165. So far so good. We have come up with the outline now. So what I'm going to do is to make an offset of 1000 millimeters downward to get the foundation level. So I can select offset and I offset this line here by 1000 down. So 1000, and so this one can be the base of my foundation. Make my work simple. So this line I can extend it to come down, but I can also get the thickness of this, the depth of the foundation. So the depth of the foundation, we are going to make it 230. So what I can do, offset 230, enter. So I can offset this to 230. So this will become the depth of our foundation. Now what I'm going to do is to extend this line to come down to show the foundation to come and touch the foundation line. So I select extend. I select the extends where the line should extend and end. I right click and I extend, I extend, I extend, I extend, I extend, I extend. So I've made all the extension. That is so far good. So what I can do is to connect this line from here to here. Connect this line from here to here. Then I also connect this line from here to here. Just for the purpose of getting our foundation on. So I can offset by 230, 230, enter. So I offset this 230, 230 this way. What I can do, I can copy this now, select this, and then I copy it. I copy from this base point, then I bring it here, then I bring it here. So far, this is not important. I select and delete. Use the delete key from my keyboard. Select and use a delete key from my keyboard. So this one, I'm left with only trimming now. Come up to bring this foundation now. So this is what I've done so far. This, and this, I've already done it. So it's only trimming just on. So I can even trim that to make it clean now. You can even select extend from here. Then you press the shift key. First right click, then press the shift key. You right click, and you press the shift key. Then you trim this, you trim this, you trim this, you trim this, you trim this. So far I've already done the foundation. The foundation down here, I've already done it. So the next thing to do is to offset this line to get the depth of the overside concrete. The depth of overside concrete is 100 millimeter. So I can type O, I hit enter, I type 100, then enter. So this, I offset it downward to get the depth of my overside concrete. So that one so far is the depth of my overside concrete. What I do is just to trim around. I trim to make it clean. I want it to look like this. You see, this one is all clean. So I want to trim it to make it clean. So I can select it like this. So that trimming becomes easy. Right click. Then I trim this line. It's not necessary. I trim this line, I trim this line, and I trim this line. So far, that is now my what? My side concrete. I right click and then I enter. So the next thing to do is to get our hardcore. So the hardcore depth for a simple structure like this is 150 millimeters. But since I don't need this line, I can, if I see whether it will be confused or not, so I can offset 150, offset 150, and hit enter, then I offset 150, enter. So I bring it downward. I think some of these lines are confusing, so it's better I first bring them forward. Bring this one, I right click, I trim this, I trim this. Can even trim all of this, this, and trim all this. So I can delete this, it's not necessary. Delete this, it's not necessary. I also select and hit delete key, is not necessary. So this is our hardcore now. Then the next thing down here will be the earth. The earth, you know, now it can even cover all these parts here. It can cover all this part here, including the part where the foundation is. So that one we can come up with it later. So this is our ring beam level, and the ring beam is 200 millimeter. So we can cut off this line, is not important. So that line you can select, right click, and we cut off this, cut off this. So this is now our ring beam level, the ring beam level, the ring beam level. So that is that. So we can offset this from here to here, 2850 to rhyme it with this. But in other design it's even 3 meter. So let's make it 2850. Offset 2850 and offset here. You see, it has come exactly at the point like the other one. So this, and right click and I trim, not trimming, I extend, right click and extend it to, can even use group editing now. Simplify my work. I pick this, I take it there, select, you pick the blue line, you become red, you connect there, select the line, you pick the blue line, you connect there, select the line, you pick the blue line, the blue grip, then you connect. So that one is already done. We are coming up with our section. I don't want this training to take so much of the time. So the next things to do is to the tie beam here. The tie beam for our roof is 150 millimeters. So you offset it upward. So I select offset, then I type 150, I hit enter, then I select this and I offset it upward. So that is my tie beam. And then the rafter, what is the size of rafter is 100 millimeter. So I select offset, I type 100, and I hit enter, and I select this, I offset it upward. Then I select this, I offset it upward. Then now the size of another size member is 75 millimeter. So I can take this and follow this line here, you connect here. But you can even extend, it's better to extend this one here for you. Yeah, so I can connect it like that. So that one is already good. So what I'm going to do, I can decide to delete this line. Let me first delete this. Then I offset 75, then 25. I offset 75. Then again I repeat offset 25 millimeter and so I'm almost done with the section. So I'm going to extend. This time I don't want to trim. I'm extending. Select extension line. I right click. Then I extend here. I extend here. I extend here. I extend here. Enter. Then I select this. I use group editing. I bring it to this point. So far, when you look at our thing is now coming. It's now coming up. So how do we draw these struts? So the struts can make it at the angle of 60. So you pick this line. Let me use construction line. So I type XL, enter. So I type A for angle, I enter. Then I type 60, enter. So I can select here. That one is okay. So I trim now. Select trim, I right click. Okay. Can put the trim line to be this. I right click and I trim. I repeat trim. I pick the trim line, then I trim. So this is so far good. So far it is good. So this size of the strut is 100 millimeter. So I can select offset, I type 100, enter, then I offset it by 100. So I can connect this to this point, but it is good for you to, I'm only showing you this technique, but it's good for you to trim and extend, not to use that method. But if you master it, it's also well and good, it works. So now I can mirror this. I select this, then I select mirror, and I pick the mirror line, I pull it up. I can hold my shift key, then I click. After clicking, I right click, then I enter. So that one is that. So I can trim this, and trim all this part. So I can select trim, then I pick the trim line where it is trim and stop. I right click, then I trim this, I trim this. So I can mirror this again. Select this. I pick mirror. I pick from here. Then I press shift key. I mirror it at perpendicular here. Then I right click, I enter. I'm going to mirror again. I pick from here. I press the shift key. I pull it up. Then I right click, I enter. So far this is a good. Can drag this, I bring it here. And drag this, I bring it here. This one is not done properly, I can undo. The last one I can undo. Let me trim it so that it's more accurate. I select the trim line, I right click, then I trim. Yeah, this is okay. This is okay. So how do we come up with this side? This side we are going just to mirror. I select this, I select this, I select this, select this, I select this. Then I pick mirror, I select the mirror line, I make it a perpendicular, I right click, I enter. So I'm finished with this part now. Now the next things to do is see what we have here. We can add here concrete, can add here concrete. Now there's the paling here. So how do we draw this paling? They have to be at 90 to this. So what we can do is to select line. We connect it at 90 like that. We offset by 50. Set 50 and so that is that. So we can make it at the interval of maximum should be 1200, but I think the distance of 800 or the spacing can be distance of 800 or 1000 like that. So for our case, edit this one here. So I can offset this one to 1000 millimeter. Offset 1000. Let me offset it by 1000. Offset. So that is okay. Then I now offset by 50. Enter. And again offset by 1000. You pick from here to here is 1000. And you offset this. Then again you offset by 50. You can borrow from this with this. AutoCAD will know. Then you offset it there. Then again you pick 1000. You repeat. You pick from here up to here at 1000. Then you offset it here. Yeah, that is good. Then you right click, you repeat, you offset now 50. You borrow from here to here. AutoCAD will know that you want to offset what? 50. That is good. You can see now. So we have one, I delete one. So we have our rafter here, 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 and then here. This one I can use grip editing. I connect here. I use grip editing. I connect here. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Can click using grip editing, I connect here. And click using grip editing, I connect here. So when we look at it, it's now coming up. I don't want this video to be long, so I'm going to to summarize it soon. So now, the next things to do is to do the arching. So we have to ask here concrete, ask here concrete, ask here concrete, then ask also here concrete. We ask here hardcore, then we ask down here maram or earth, and we are done. So the next things to do is the same procedure I've drawn with this side, you also draw with this side. Or you can mirror, select all this, then you mirror this side, and it will come. Maybe let's even do it. Okay, I can select all this, select all this, I select all this, then I pick mirror, I select the mirror line from top to here, I right click, I enter. You see all these pattern are this side now. This one I can edit it by selecting this, I pick from the blue part, then I come and connect here. So far this is now good. I'm left with only arching. So I'm going to add concrete here, concrete here, concrete here, concrete here, concrete here, concrete here. So we can do the arching from here. We select concrete. So we can select up is here. We can start with, let's move and we get the concrete. Yeah, so concrete is here. I pick concrete. It's very, very dense. Very, very dense. But let me first fix it here. That is concrete. Here is concrete. Here is concrete. Here is concrete. I'll pick concrete. Here is concrete. Here is concrete. Here is concrete. So those are the parts that have concrete. Then I right click. Then I enter. So, but it's too dense. It's very dense. But when you zoom it, you see it is real concrete. So you can double click and you change the scale. It's scale 1 only. You can change the scale maybe to 200. Then we see 200 is too much. You can change the scale to 100. And we see 100 is too much. Let's use the scale of, let me say 20. We see. Yeah, I think 20 is fair. You can leave the scale of 20. You see our concrete is here. We can even do the scale of 10 only if you want it to be slightly dense. You can double click. And double click. Then you change the scale to maybe 15. Then you hit enter. Yeah, this is fair. So our concrete is already there. So we can ask the next asking is, we ask the what? The hardcore here. So we're going to ask hardcore. You pick from here. Then you look for hardcore. That is gravel. We're going to use gravel for hardcore. Yeah, this gravel is here. So you pick gravel. It's dense, but no problem. We shall change the scale. Let's change the scale. Right click, enter. So it is dense. We can double click. So we can change it to maybe 100, and we see scale 100, enter. Yeah, 100 is looking good to me. So this is our hardcore. I think 100 is looking good. The scale of 100. So this is how we can draw our cross section. Yes, let's make the final touches. When we looked at our section, we have the vent over here, the ring beam is here, and then the wall is also hatched. And when we see our foundation here, there's a dotted line which shows that there is combination of the foundation. So that's what we are going to do. Then we're going to hatch the earth here. So those are the few final touches we're going to do. And then this, when you cut the section of the door, this is how it look like. So this is what we are going to do. Yeah. So let's start with the vent over. over the beam. So we can offset again 200. You type O, you hit enter, and 200, enter. So this vent is over the beam here. So you select this line, you offset. So these vents are all over here. When we can look at it, this here, and then this here. Yes. So that is the vent. So the next thing to do is to, we can even draw a line here, select line, then draw a line perpendicular here up to down. I can also do the same to this side. I draw a line here and then I connect it here. So this one will help me to come up with what I want. So I can trim this portion here. I select I can trim. I like the trim line. I right click and I trim up this line. So this one is going to help me to show how the door section look like. I can select offset. Then I type the offset distance. Let me say 50. Enter. Yeah, this is okay. This one I also offset by 50, offset by 50. And I do the same to this. I offset by 50, offset by 50. Now the middle line is not part of what we want. We select it and hit delete key. The middle line we don't want, we select and hit delete key. The middle line we don't want, we select and hit delete key. So now our section here is looking okay. What we are left with is on this pipe or columns stand here, we don't need any ring beam here. So we can select this and delete it. The ring beam doesn't cross up to there. When we look at here, the ring beam have not passed there. So for me, I'm representing mine by 2 lines. Here, formerly we represented it with 3 lines, but 2 lines okay to represent this one here. So now we are going to has the foundation. We are going to sew a broken line in the foundation here. We're going to sew a broken line in the foundation. Then we are going to add the wall. Then we just stop there. Yes. So now what we are going to do is to hatch. Let me see the type of housing we have used there. It is so it is ANS 133. ANS 132 is the hash name. ANS 132 is the hash name which we are going to use. So we can select hash and we look for ANS 132. Yeah, it is here. ANS 132 is here. So I select it. It's dense, but no problem. Then I ask here on the foundation side, let me first leave. I'll do it later because I want to show the foundation line here. So I can double click to change the scale. It's very dense. I can try scale 150, hit enter. Maybe I do 200, enter. I think 200 is okay. So we leave it to scale 200. Scale 200. You see now, this part and this part, they are now looking alike. So let me sew a broken line here. Let me sew a broken line there. Yes. So now I can select line, I give command line, and I click here, I give a command line, click here. Just want to sew a broken line here. So I'm now drawing a broken line here. So this is the broken line. So I can decide to copy it. I copy it here. So this is now showing a broken line. Then I can decide to copy it. Select copy. I pick. Then I copy it this way. I can also bring it this way. So I will need to trim. Give a command trim. Right click. I can stick it all at once. No, it has trimmed already. Right click, you can undo. When you right click, it gives you provision for undoing. So you can trim this, you can trim this, and trim this, you can trim this, you can trim this, you can trim this. So we have our broken line now representing that the foundation depth is to be determined at the site. So we have put it with a broken line. So the next thing here is to hash. We can take our hash and we hash this part, we hash this part, we hash this, we hash this. I think for this column, I'm not going to hash anything there. But if maybe let me edit this part a bit. We can first let me leave that part just like that now. So so far so good, it is okay now. So finally, this is what we have come up with. I'm not going to do dimension because it will make my video very long. Dimension I've already shown you in another tutorial. So this is how we can come up with a very nice section of a structure like this. Thank you so much.